We got ready to fight. We got 4 players on the stream ready to try and kill each other in a children's party game. So what more could you want from your Saturday night? We're not out at the bars. We're here in Pomona. We're watching Smash Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
We're having a good time.
Oh, yeah. Now, also, this is a best of 3, despite being top 8.
Okay.
As of right now, this is a best of 3. So, very similar to all the previous sets that we've seen, you know.
Right.
That was a great down air from Twisty.
Oh, his teammate saves him. That was a great team save there from Sugydye. Fortunately, Game & Watch being able to save his upbeat, or his jump until after his upbeat, rather, is going to make holding ledge for his teammate a bit more of a viable option, or Ivayne holding ledge for him. Team saves will be, I think Game & Watch actually has a lot of potential for saving his teammate. You know, he's usually thought of as a character who destroys other players, but he has I think he can have a surprisingly strong role as a support in teams.
Right, and we saw it twice, too, because, of course, Wolf being the fastest faller in the game. We saw that down air come into play, and he still lived at, like, 160. So it's pretty smart stuff from Sugydye.
Right. Yeah, honestly, investing in your fast followers, like living for a long time, is a good idea, right? Because you know, their heaviness is going to make it difficult to confirm straight hits into a kill. But they're a combo game. Their potential for quick damage never really goes away. I'm a little surprised that Sugydye was able to get out of that up throw up air situation from Silver.
And also, we talked about it earlier as far as the matchups in specific regions,
Yeah.
where Twisty and Silver being both basically at the top of their PR. So that alone tells me that seeing Wolf, you know, Twisty cannot be a stranger to fighting Spaceys by any means.
Right. Well, I mean, Twisty's coming off of his win over Lucky at Shuffle, right? So that's a big moment for him.
Absolutely.
I think as a player, shows that he has the ability to beat one of the few like actually relevant PM Fox players. Man, there's so much going on. I want to see.
Oh, the foot. Oh no, he holds down. Yeah, this has been all red team, and that's gonna be it.
Hold ledge, Wario F smash. You know what else is there to do?
Yep. And that's the thing too. You know, we've been talking a lot about the timing too of some of these sets. Where anymore it seems like the sets on PS2, we really have not seen Delfino's or Dreamland lately. A lot of the meta has just been on either PS2, Battlefield, and maybe Smashville.
Right,
yeah,
right.
They're just focusing a lot on those wider stages.
Right. I kind of feel like, especially when you're maybe playing 2 characters that have very different like sort of wants and desires from a stage list, oftentimes it is just easiest to like kind of compromise on a neutral, both for like, you know, the advantage of a counter pick or you know, switching something up from the previous game, but also just as a way to like synergize with your teammate, because some characters like big stages, some characters like small stages, and you don't necessarily want to put your teammate in a position where they're going to be uncomfortable.
Right. You know, we just finished talking about stages, predominantly larger ones.
Yeah.
This is not one of those.
So I think the advantage that the NorCal boys have here is that Game & Watch especially has a really strong platform tech chase game, and having all the platforms in close proximity is going to make it. There's going to be a lot more close quarter skirmishes. Maybe won't be able to get, the Fox won't be able to space as much. There'll be fewer places for them to escape to.
Right, and not only that, we saw a lot of survivability coming from both Silver and Twisty. They really get that pretty dampened on this stage as well. Not only talking about the kill options Game & Watch is going to have, but back air from Ivayne is usually his main option of killing.
Yeah, sure.
And it'll for sure kill both of them at 90 to 100 with proper stage positioning, which they've been fighting this whole match to get, but Red Team's been pretty dominant with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of feel that Wario's really good here too. His side B covers a lot of stage. It's I think easy for characters like Wario and really all the cast or all the characters on stage here, but especially the floaties, to chase their opponents into the blast zone. There's not that many like approach vectors in which they can reliably come back if they're being comboed horizontally across the stage. Blue team trying to get something started here, but unable to force either red team member off stage and continue the 2v1.
And
that was nice.
Ivayne's been having a hard time. They're really not able to confirm into a kill move against Twisty until that.
Ivayne putting on the pressure, but Twisty's got the bite mix-ups on lock. Yeah,
that was such a smart wop. And that's also one thing about this stage, is that top platform, with a big enough move, you really don't even have to tech chase. You just have to wait.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, a lot of moves can just cover it. Twisty with his falling up airs, doing a good job of juggling both blue team members alternately. All right, so I think Silver is going to stay alive here. I think one of the things I've really noticed from Silver so far today is he makes himself really hard to hit in a 1v2. He has a really great grasp of how Fox is supposed to move around in doubles play, and I think is very content to wait a long time before he converts into his kill.
All right, well, this is last stock situation. Right. This might be. This is anybody's game right now.
Right.
This could be red team going to game 3. All right.
And unfortunately, Twisty landed with facing the other way and just held up shield, and Sugydye just walked up and did an up throw nair. That's the sort of thing that I feel like is a problem that doesn't really go away even as you get better. You know, you find yourself overextending once, and now you're completely at the mercy of your opponent.
Right, right. And, you know, then the one time it happens, you know, we're heading to game 3. That was actually blue team's stock. That was their life in the tournament. You know, they lose that, knocked out of doubles. Twisty advances. So, of course, along with Silver, but nevertheless, it might look like a potential character switch, but I believe Fox. Silver also has a Marth.
Okay,
correct?
right.
Yeah. So, opposite stay Fox. I'm not going to use my foot to get a bag. What a god. But yeah, so, again, opting to stay Fox. I mean, really, it's been working for him.
Yeah.
I could understand the Marth. Marth is phenomenal in teams as well. But Silver so far has seemed pretty comfortable with his Fox, and especially considering how close that game was. It could just more so just been the stage.
I think one of the really cool things about this set in particular is, you know, the most prolific team or regions on each coast are SoCal and New York, New Jersey, right? But it's easy to forget that regions like NorCal and New England, and like we saw with like BP and good before MDVA, there are a lot of other regions that have really developed to have a strong presence in the PM meta, and to get to see players not just from New York, New Jersey, and SoCal facing off is one of the beautiful things about this tournament this weekend here.
Absolutely.
Super, like, so many matchups and situations that have just never happened before. Getting into it, Smashville is the pick for game 3 here. I've noticed that Sugydye hasn't gone for a whole lot of judgments yet. Mostly just I think trying to use Game & Watch's great tilts and aerials to finish off his opponents.
Yeah, I think it comes more down to play style. I don't think about all today. I rarely see Sugydye really go for judgment. He's still one of the more, I'm going to use my up B, I'm going to get the confirms, whatever that I can get from down tilt, or, off my throws. He's really not one to use the judgment.
Right.
Kind of not much of a gambler, I guess.
Right. Yeah, I was really interested in hearing the episode of Why My Main is Sick with Game & Watch, because the two players had very different ideas about the usefulness of moves like Judge. It really, like you said, it does really just come down to like personal preference and play style. But I think I've noticed in general that I think Judgment is used a lot less in doubles from what I've seen. And
just speak of the devil.
Of course, right? Commentator's curse. So I think it was Silver that was questioning whether or not he wanted to stay as Fox. And given that he's down to 2 stocks, maybe those doubts are manifesting in the form of making some mistakes. You know, now he's in a bad position from Ivayne and is dead.
And despite the phenomenal edge guard from Ivayne, he does get a stock off of it. Unfortunately, one of those was from his teammate, but honestly, blue team is looking pretty good.
I think Ivayne killed all 3 people on the screen in the sequence of like 10-15 seconds just now.
He's an animal.
Right. So I guess I guess you'll take that 2 for 1 in that situation.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Interesting. Up throw, waits for Fox to fall behind him, and then does a down smash to catch him behind, and then runs off into the down air to finish him off. That was crazy.
Ivayne has just been so aggressive, but it's all calculated. Like him and Sugydye really had pretty smart communication amongst one another. Again.
Oh, nice. Punishes him for doing up throw, which is a somewhat leggy throw, I think, for. I mean, slow startup.
I mean, you did have, you had Ivayne with about 3 stocks right there, and then on top of that, you